Stay tuned, there's some fun ones on today's 10 at 10. Here's a fun one for you guys, Acer palmatum, Katsura.
Katsura is one of the harbingers of spring. It's one of the first trees to leaf out, and it gives you some really nice crisp oranges and then right to some yellows in the early spring.
Beautiful yellows, I love this one. Bright, intense oranges. As it fades, it kind of gets to more of a greenish color midsummer. Bold oranges to reds in the fall. I think this tree is underrated. You know, a lot of people are after a lot of the DeSojos, a lot of those bonsai styles. I think Katsura is a perfect pairing with those because you get that spring splash even in the landscape. It looked great as a bonsai as well, but you get that spring splash, that same high intensity where the foliage is kind of the flower in the early spring. And I think the leaf and its growth would lend itself really well to bonsai as well.
Late spring, this tree is a really nice yellow-green out in the landscape. It gives a livelier feel out in the landscape because it contrasts even with your darker greens. This is one of my favorite trees because it's the tree that tells you that everything's just about to leaf out in the garden. And it's one of those first ones to leaf out. And it sort of helps, you know, stretch out this blooming period for Japanese maples as they're leafing out in the early spring.
Not a Cercidophyllum japonicum, an Acer palmatum. We get people to say, hey, do you have Katsura trees? And we're like, why, sure, we do. Now this one, awesome Japanese maple for spring interest. Some good sizes on these today. Grab these up. They'll have Tim doing the yellow dance in no time.